Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CFU Under 14 Challenge Series. The first game of today, we have a very exciting one. Two heavy hitters. We have Guyana taking on Barbados. Kickoff starts at 11 a.m. as we get ready to bring that for you here today. Definitely an exciting one, and I am joined by Joshua Fletcher. Joshua, what do you think about today's game?
I think today's game will be a lovely game, must say. Weather is nice, great atmosphere. We're here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. The field looks lovely. As you said previously, we have two heavy hitters, Guyana versus Barbados. I believe it will be a great matchup going forward.
Okay, and definitely an exciting one we have here prepared for you guys. So we will be back with first half kickoff of this exciting game of the CFU Under 14 Challenge Series.
Well, we have our partners at 6 Car Rental, a very reliable car rental association here, one of our sponsors here at the CFU Challenge Series. Thanks to our partners at the Ministry of Sports and Development, Trinidad and Tobago, Sport TT, I Choose Sport, 6 Car Rental, Subway, Stream Blue, and Powerade. Well, folks, we can scan the QR code here to win lovely prizes such as Sport TT notepad, cap, keychain, drawstring, Visit Trinidad bag, water bottle, a microfiber towel, I Choose Sport t-shirt, pencil case, and phone proper.
Again, thanks to our partners, Ministry of Sport and Development of Trinidad and Tobago, Sport TT, I Choose Sport, 6th Rent a Car, Subway, Stream Blue, and Powerade. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have both teams entering the field. They seem young. They are young. but this will definitely be a fight, a war, a battle. Two very young teams, very experienced as well. They have the talent, they have the skill. Let's see how they can face up each other. Well, ladies and gentlemen, definitely an exciting game we have here today. Guyana taking on Barbados. Guyana playing in all yellow, Barbados playing in all blue. Today we have the lineups for Guyana. Goalkeeper Kerwin Chance, captain skipper Jaden Tashe, Jaden Noble, Isaac Taylor, Kevin Bunton, Nyron Barrow, Mark Glasgow, Fares Noble, Garfield Jones, Jaden Christian, and Akil Young, and obviously head coach Levi Brathwaite. Well, can't say one without the other. We also have the lineups for Barbados. In goal, Shaquan King, the skipper and number 10, Jamarco Johnson, very exciting player. Javier Thorne, Ty Waterman, Adam King, Tyreek Collymore, Nazario Roach, Amari Small, Trey Barker, Malik Peters, Sacha Powder, and head coach Fitzgerald Carter. Definitely some strong teams we have out here today. Very strong starting lineups. I am Rene Best, joined by Joshua Fletcher here in commentary for you. Joshua, what do you think about this game? What are your thoughts on how exciting it will be?
Firstly, I think this is a great opportunity for young talent to show themselves as well as experience competitive games. this tournament will be a great showcase for these young talents and these young talents in the Caribbean here. They'll be able to gain a lot of experience on the international level, and I think it'll be a great game, great atmosphere, great weather. Can't ask for anything else.
Yes, I do have to agree with you there. Definitely an exciting one going forward. We also have the match officials for you here today. The referee, James Rampasad, that is Gillime Parkins, Prince Alberry, and Nathalia Williams here today. Definitely going to do their best to officiate this game. We expect the rules to be maintained at all times, even though these are very young players. It is important for the rules to be maintained at all times. If I'm not mistaken, these games are 35 minutes a half, so there'll definitely be a lot of running for these youths out here today as we get ready for first half kickoff in a bit.
We can see the traditional lineups of Barbados playing the 4-3-3, whereas we can see Guyana playing the 4-4-2, two lone strikers on top. I think it'll be a great game ahead.
Definitely. And we're off with first half kickoff here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Guyana taking on Barbados. Both teams just trying to settle the ball a bit. And already we're seeing a bit of strength from the Barbados captain, Jamarco Johnson, wearing that famous number 10.
Have to agree with you there. He is one that said we have to watch. Great player, great strength on the ball, a bit of experience.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely very important in these types of settings. Right now we're in the period where teams are just trying to settle the ball a bit and try to feel it out, figure themselves out, and definitely, but as of right now, I think Barbados seems to do a lot better with developing the ball and the play, but still very early, can't count anybody out. So here we have a throw in from Tyree Collymore. Throws in long in the box. Oh, and he missed it there. Oh, well, that was an early attempt from Amari Small. Definitely, probably wished he capitalized on it a bit more, probably showed a bit more composure. He had the time and the space. Both defenders seem to have been beaten by the bongs from the throw-in from Tyree Collymore. So we see some early chances here. Definitely going to be a good game. Oh, that's a bit of skill here from the left back for Guyana, but couldn't get much out there. It seemed to have run the ball out of play.
One thing I will say thus far, you can see Barbados closing down Guyana, limiting that decision-making time, putting a bit of pressure on the team going forward, and they have the ball now.
Oh yeah, better skill, some pace. What a cross that is. I think keeper would have done better to... Oh, and that's a penalty here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. In the first 2 minutes of the game, Barbados have won a penalty. Very rash decision from the defender, but a penalty nonetheless. And if I'm not mistaken, here we have Trey Barker on the penalty. Seems to be a very confident player. I think he's very sure of himself.
He looks very relaxed. Knows where he's going to place the ball.
Oh, and that's a very, very good penalty. And here we have Barbados, who have drawn first blood in the CFU series in today's first game. Lovely penalty taken by Trey Barker.
Great penalty. Was patient. Allowed the keeper to dive the other way and placed it on the right bottom corner. Great penalty.
Very, very good penalty here, definitely. Showed some composure. They're very unlucky for the goalkeeper. He probably, well, I guess no keeper intends to concede, but probably not this early in the game, but that's how it is sometimes. And Guyana get us started off here after conceding very early in the game.
Barker again.
He seems to have woken up after scoring that penalty here. Oh, that wouldn't be an offside. Oh, very good skill. I think this goal was the momentum that this Barbados team needed. These are very young guys, but they may be small in stature, but full of confidence here today at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Oh, and defender could have done a bit better there, but he was definitely bailed out by Tariq Collymore. Very, very strong defender. Oh no, and Joshua, if I'm not mistaken, that seems to be another penalty. So folks, here at today's first game, we have now seen 2 penalties being awarded in the first 5 minutes of the game. And it's Trey Barker stepping up to take this one again. And I mean, if it's anything like the first one, I think we can expect a brace from Trey Barker after this penalty, but let's see what happens here.
I think Guyana have to do a better job at defending. They are giving away too much penalties, too much of fouls early in the game. They don't want to have an uphill battle going forward in this game.
It's Trey Barker. Oh, and what a confident penalty that is. Definitely went the other direction, going for the bottom left corner, and here's the celebration at the corner flag. Look at them celebrating. That's very nice camaraderie to see as well. Definitely a team effort, a brilliant team effort, but 2 penalties in 5 minutes, that's a lot. That's no team ever wants to concede that, but I think Guyana definitely have to do a lot better defensively here.
I think right now Guyana is making things harder for themselves. They need to be a bit more relaxed in the back line, be a bit more sure of themselves, take their time when they're going into for the tackle, and they'll be all right.
I definitely do agree with you there, Joshua, because at this rate, we're in for a lot of goals today if Guyana continue down this track.
The nice part of it is still early doors. They have a lot of time to, equalize and maybe get one over Barbados.
Definitely. Oh, and a shot taken from distance here. Keeper spills it. And it is cleared out by Guyana. Now, it was almost 3-0, but keeper did well. Could have been a bit more confident, but not bad from him. And Guyana continue to soak up the pressure from Barbados here, and Barbados are just dominating in these forward positions right now. Shot taken from distance, and it's a very tame one. Wouldn't have troubled the keeper at all.
Great defending by Isaac Taylor of the Guyana team.
Yes, and that's a corner conceded. We definitely have to give props to the coaching of the Barbados team. Seem very confident, strong on the ball, and very good decision making. Here we have a corner being taken. Corner swung in. And it's a goal again. 3-0. A header at the back post. Totally unmarked.
Lovely goal from Adam King. Great positioning in the box. Saw the ball coming at him. And great header to finish him off.
Well, folks, it's 8 minutes in to this first game, and Guyana are already 3-0 down. 2 penalties and 1 header. A brilliant header, actually, taken at the back post. He just ran in unmarked. Nobody picked him up. I think Guyana was probably ball watching a bit, and ultimately they paid the price, and definitely in for a lot today if Guyana don't shake themselves up.
Have to agree with you there, Rennie. I think the 2 early penalties have taken a toll on them. You know, they're still trying to be acclimatized to the game.
Yeah, definitely. And this is the first time the ball has been in Guyana's box. Sorry, Barbados box. So definitely could see them progressing here a little bit, Guyana. That's brilliant defending. Just gets it out of there. Oh, and that's some brilliant skill from Malik Peters. Oh, and the defender just caught up to him here. Seems to be Nyron Moses Barrow, who just sort of cleaned up a bit. But that's a brilliant piece of skill from Malik Peters. A very pacey player. I think he'll use that to his advantage today. And here we have the throw-in being taken by none other than Tyree Collymore again. Guyana do better this time and win it. And the ball is cleared out into the Barbados half of the field, and definitely some progression taking place here. I don't want to believe that Guyana had to concede 3 goals to then wake up, but it seems to have made a difference here. This is definitely a lot better from this Guyana team. Jamarco Johnson there, the number 10, just putting on some skill in retaining the ball. That's an offside. I thought he would have been onside. But as we say, the referee and the linesmen probably have a better view than us here up in commentary here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Oh, and that's a mistake there from the defender. And here we have Guyana. Oh. And that's a foul on top of the box. It was very reckless from the keeper. But I don't think he had much of a chance there. And that's definitely a yellow card. I think he's very lucky to only pick up a yellow card there, Joshua.
Have to agree, first card of the game. Shaquan King. Reckless tackle. Could have done better there. But now we see Guyana have a chance to get a goal, get something going.
Yeah, that was a mistake from the Barbados back line, and they almost paid for it. And honestly, they could still pay for it. I think Guyana has to do well here to capitalize on this opportunity. Whatever they've learned on the training ground, whatever tactic the coach has worked with them on, I think it's something that should definitely implement here, because 3-0 down is definitely a tall hill to climb, as they say. But we could expect nothing less from these brilliant young players we have out here today. So we have a player just receiving a bit of treatment after colliding with the goalkeeper, Shaquan King, who picked up the yellow card. And I actually do think, Joshua, that was the second yellow card of the game. The first,
Yes.
when
My
a bit
apologies.
earlier. Yeah, that's, so definitely the referee seems to be a no-nonsense referee. Here we have the replay, but I think the referee is urging the player to come off to receive treatment. Yes, the player has to come off to receive treatment as the game will continue. Here we have an opportunity from Nyron Moses Barrow, will be taking this free kick. Oh, and it's a brilliantly taken free kick, and what a free kick it really was. Nyron Moses Barrow.
Wonderful strike. Lovely placement of the ball. Left-footed player. Great strike. And so Guyana have one back. We have a game on our hands, folks.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think anybody here in the stadium today expected it. What a brilliantly and a well-taken free kick that was. He was very sure of what he was going to do. There were no two minds about it. And for a very tall goalkeeper that Barbados have, he could not get to that one. It was so well placed. So definitely Guyana attempting to make that deficit a bit smaller as the game continues. Here Jamarco Johnson on the ball. Amari Small, very tricky winger.
Well, Rennie, would you say yourself that the first 20 minutes of the game you had a lot of action?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's been a lot of action, and in both halves of the field, we've seen 2 penalties being awarded, 2 penalties scored. A brilliantly taken free kick and a shot taken from distance. And I'll tell you what, not a bad attempt. The team is definitely radiating with confidence here in the Larry Gomes Stadium. The Barbados team, that is not a bad effort at all. And I'll tell you what, he put a lot of power behind it. We heard it clearly from up here in commentary.
After great today, not a bad effort at all.
Guyana on the ball played long, but I think the defender for Barbados, Ty Waterman, would have gotten to that first. Amari Small, and just mistimed that pass a bit much, and Guyana strong on the ball here, and he wins himself a corner. Mark Glasgow showing a bit of strength there, the number 9 for Guyana. And it seems as though their set piece taker today for corners and free kicks might be none other than Nyron Barrow, as this corner is taken an in-swinging corner. Not a bad effort in the box, and keeper gobbles that up all day. Seemed to have been a bit of a mistrap from Malik Peters, probably a bit blinded by the sun here, and now we have a water break, as they should have. Definitely a hot day here in Trinidad and Tobago, the host of the CFU Boys Under 14 Challenge Series. Players just have to make sure to stay hydrated, referees as well. It's so important, especially on a day like this. Joshua, what are your thoughts so far for the time that we have had here so far here in the Larry Gomes Stadium?
Well, I have to say, Barbados is showing their dominance on the field. They are right now, running the game. Guyana, got one back with that free kick, but they are now being starting to be more acclimatized to the game. Getting their foot going, stringing a few passes together. We have a great match. We have a game ahead of us, going forward.
Yeah, definitely agree with you, Diana. I think that's the end of the cooling break. So, about to get started here again. A throw-in for Guyana. And it'll be another throw-in for Guyana, taken by Garfield Simon Jones. Jamarco Johnson on the ball.
Great
Very
turn.
strong player. Great turn, as you said. And I just think that's a bit too far ahead for Amari Small. I think, Joshua, Barbados will do well to get Jamarco Johnson on the ball a lot more. Definitely a player who's very strong on the ball, and that's a lovely ball in the box, and not a bad attempt. I think the trajectory of the ball was working against Trey Barker there.
Have to agree with you there, Rennie. Jamarco Johnson, he seems to be the playmaker on the team, but thus far Guyana's doing a great job to exclude him out of the game so far.
Yes, I have to agree. And a ball in the box here, and it's off the upright. And well, that's not something that you would expect in a situation like that. He was all alone around the penalty spot there. Should have been a goal. I can't say anything less. But Barbados still have a 3-1 cushion here in today's first game. Definitely not a bad attempt, but we can see here that Barbados do seem to do a lot better with progress in the play here. And the referee has blown that for a foul, if I'm not mistaken. Not a bad attempt. I think both teams are doing pretty alright with holding their shape in which they were set up. And that's a mistake from the defender there. And he does well to clean it up. That's something coaches teach you growing up in the sport. If you make a mistake, you better fix it. And definitely he did really well there to fix that, the Barbados defender. Garfield taking in another throw-in. Not a bad touch,
Not a bad ball, not a bad touch, but the Barbados defender was close, was able to clean up.
It's a very good ball from, I believe, Mark Glasgow. Not a bad ball at all. And the first touch in the box was brilliant. He just couldn't get it quite out of his feet. And here we have Malik Peters, but he loses out there, being double teamed. And we see the strength of Jamarco Johnson, just a bit too strong, says the referee, as he concedes a foul. Oh, that's another fall. A bit too strong, says the linesman. Here we have another set piece being taken by none other than Nyron Moses. Barrow. He looks to swing this one in. You can definitely see that the entirety of the Barbados team is in the box. But that goes straight to the goalkeeper. Plays it out to Amari Small. Amari Small with room to run ahead here. Definitely. And we see Jamarco Johnson was just making a gut-busting run through the middle of the pitch, but Amari could not reach him. Throw in for Guyana. And again, that's a poorly taken throw. They've had a couple of those throws not reaching the players that they so desired. Joshua?
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. They need to do a better job at throwing the ball from the touchline. Yeah, simple as that.
Well, you know, all those times coaches made you do push-ups. I guess that's probably the reason why.
Yeah, I remember those days, doing push-ups for the likes of foul throws and improper throws and such like that.
Not a bad ball into the box. But again, another guy on a throw. I'm not gonna lie. I think Guyana have had the ball more on the touchline than in their opponent's box here today. But definitely some progress, as this corner will be taken by Fares Noble. Corner swung in. Not a bad attempt. And it's on goal, and just couldn't get it down. Not a bad attempt at all. Definitely his eyes lit up there. He seemed to have time in the box, but definitely we've seen a lot better from Guyana. That attempt taken by Jaden Christian, the number 15 for Guyana here today.
Not a bad attempt from Christian at all, seeing that he didn't have much room to work with.
Definitely. Ball here in the midfield for Barbados, and wow, he continues his run and he's beaten the defender for pace here. Swings in across and it's just cut out by the defender. Oh, and that's a very weird way to concede a corner. I don't think that's what he wanted to do, but definitely got the ball out of harm's way and put it back in harm's way, as Barbados now have another corner. The last corner they had, they scored. Amari Small here getting ready to take the corner. This one goes first post and it's not picked up, and that's brilliant from the keeper. Very good reflexes. It's almost a fourth goal. Here we have an attacker, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's Trey Barker on the deck here. Seems to have picked up a little nick here in the melee. Definitely in some discomfort.
Great hands from the keeper. Great reflexes.
Yeah, he definitely did well to get down to that one.
Well, folks, just a shout out to our sponsors, our partners at the Ministry of Sports and Development, Trinidad and Tobago, Sport TT, I Choose Sport, 6th Rent a Car, Subway, Stream Blue, and Powerade.
I think Trey Barker is attempting to get up here. He's back on his feet, which is always a good sign. but he will have to make his way off the field to receive treatment, as are the rules of the game now. And we have Guyana getting us back on the way here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Oh, and tried to play a 1-2 there was Jaden Christian, but he just gave it back to the Barbados defender, and well, that's another opportunity for Amari Small. And I think Guyana are making some very, in quote-unquote, simple mistakes here, Joshua. I know you do like to analyze football.
Yeah, simple mistakes, but Barbados is a very talented team. Amari Small, I just saw him with that run. Very strong play on the ball, very quick, very nippy. Their backline is going to have a hard day defending that player.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll have another throw in being taken here by Tyreek Collymore, who seems to have the ability to get the ball in the box from the touchline. And that would be a foul throw. Linesman has his flag up as Tariq's foot was indeed on the pitch when he took that throw in.
You know, a lot of the guys are still in the developmental stages, so you'll see a bit of foul shows, not much, but you'll see a bit now and then.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's Sasha Powder, who was on the deck there. Haven't seen much from him in this game here, but definitely a very quick player. Seems to do a lot better in the build-up as he tries to make a forward run there, but ball is nicked off. Oh, what a take that was. Very strong.
Johnson on the
defending.
ball.
What a cross that is from Johnson. Again, Joshua, I think we're just seeing bits and pieces of Jamarco Johnson, the captain for Barbados, but he has not been on the ball much, and honestly, I think that might be on him at this point. Amari Small dashing into the box here, and brilliant from the keeper. I'll tell you what. And it's cleared off the line. Still have the keeper down on the deck here. Seems to have picked up a bit of an injury, but that was definitely an opportunity.
Yes, again, you know, Small is making it very uncomfortable for that back line. The keeper is constantly...
Here we have the replay.
Oh, yes.
Not a bad opportunity, but a very good clearance from the back line. Goalkeeper Kerwin Chance receiving some treatment here as he made that sliding challenge here in this first game, trying to keep the deficit as it is. But Joshua, I think it must be said that there's definitely a lot of talent out here. Definitely seen some outstanding individual skills thus far here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. I think the Barbados team just has to be a bit more controlling of the play, not rushing it. I think that has worked against them in this game, trying to rush the play a bit.
Have to agree with you there. But as well as the Guyanese team has to be a bit more clinical in front of the goal, seeing that the Barbados team has most of the possession. You know, their chances are limited and they have to take them when they get them. So, you know, it's an all-round good game so far. Barbados is still ahead by 2, but we still have a lot of time left.
Definitely. Oh, and that's a brilliant piece of skill there, and misses out a bit and ends up drawing the foul. Trey Barker, that is. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, that was actually Rosario Roach drawing the foul with a bit of skill there. Here we have Jamarco Johnson on the ball. I think he has to be a little bit more demanding of the ball, Johnson. I think with his skill set, he needs to be on the ball more, and his team aren't giving him the ball, so I think he has to demand it now, even as the captain. Amari Small with a ball swung onto the box there. Not bad attempt at all.
That is great vision. I have to say, to pick out that player, seeing the forward run. Great vision from Amari Small.
Definitely a very good opportunity from Amari Small. I think Guyana would have to do a lot better with defending him, trying to keep him out of the game, because thus far he has had an incredible impact.
Have to say so myself, showing a lot of football intelligence just to pick out that player on that forward run.
We have another player here on the deck, and again, we hope it's not serious.
I think we are now starting to see bits and pieces of DeMarco Johnson.
Yeah, definitely. I think he, as we said, he has to demand the ball a lot more. A very strong player on the ball and off the ball as well. Definitely has some football intelligence, and as we get ready to see this corner being taken by Sasha Pounder, sorry. Corner taken, and it's an in swinger, and Amari Small takes it and just missed the far post by a little bit. Not a bad header, I must say. He did well to get under that one. Garfield on the ball here, plays it forward to Jadon Tashe. Not a bad ball from Christian as Guyana seek to progress forward. Oh, lovely bit of skill there from Fares Noble. We haven't seen much of in this first half. Haven't seen much of the Guyanese player, but that's a brilliant ball from Jadon Tashe, and a shot taken from none other than Jadon Christian. And what a shot that was, between the legs of the keeper. And Guyana are back in the game. And I'll tell you what, Joshua, I don't think anybody expected that.
I kind of expected it. I've been seeing the build-up play. A few passes string together, creating space for one another. And Christian took the shot. Lovely shot. Great goal. Here's the replay.
Look at that shot taken from outside of the box, just between the keeper's legs. He does well to keep it down as well.
But I have to say the keeper could have done better there. Better hands coming down to the ground.
Yeah, definitely. And just like that, from 3-0 down, it is now 3-2 here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Barbados still lead the game, but not by much anymore. And as we see, Joshua, just players being a bit more sure of themselves on the ball. The Guyana team, that is Jadon Tashe, the captain, playing that ball, making the assist for Jadon Christian. The build-up was brilliant from the Guyana team, and I think they're definitely growing into the game, becoming more confident.
I think the Barbados team is being a bit relaxed, you know. They had the 3-0 cushion, you know. You have to be alert at all times, even if you have the lead, 'cause there's a lot of minutes left in the game. Guyana is creeping up bit by bit.
Yeah, definitely. I do agree with you there. None other than Nyron Moore trying to keep that ball out of the back line. Doing very well. Must say he's a very disciplined player defensively.
After Gertie there, he has been a no-nonsense midfielder, cutting out a lot of the loose balls.
And that's a brilliant ball played forward. Can the keeper get there before the attacker? And he just does. And wasn't a bad ball at all. Just the attacker beaten by the pace of it. Definitely seen some progress here. And here we have Sasha Pounder on the ball dancing. I think that's the most we've seen from him thus far in the game. He's been a bit isolated out on that right wing position. And that's halftime there, folks, here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Barbados started off well, 3-0 up within the first 8 minutes of the game. A lot of people thought it was done and dusted, as they say, but Guyana found a way and got 2 goals to bring themselves back within 1 goal of the leaders here today. First half is over, but definitely an exciting second half coming here in a bit. Barbados currently lead 3, Guyana 2. Here we have the free kick taken by none other than Nyron Moses. And that was the goal that seemed to turn things around for Guyana. Here, after they conceded some early goals, definitely seen some brilliant shots being taken from all around the pitch, outside of the box and inside as well. And that was just the one that was unfortunately came off the upright. Joshua, I think we've definitely seen a lot of opportunities from both teams, and it's who capitalizes on them at the end of the day is often the winner.
After a great today, I think Guyana, did a great job coming back with those 2 goals and making it a bit more of a game. Second half will be one to watch. It'll just be who wants it more, who's willing to make the extra runs, take their chances, be clinical in front of the post, be disciplined.
Yeah, definitely agree with you here. In the Larry Gomes Stadium in Trinidad, host of the CFU 2024 Boys Under 14 Challenge Series. And we've had a very exciting game here thus far. The score 3-2 to none other than Barbados. But Guyana are slowly creeping back and definitely would want to maintain that lead. But in the game of football, anything is possible, and the game is never over until that final whistle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the Larry Gomes Stadium here as we get ready for second half kickoff. Barbados leading Guyana 3-2. And I think it's safe to say that we did expect a lot of goals, but not this much. Joshua, what are your thoughts going forward in this second half?
I would like to see Guyana take a bit more of their chances, be a bit more clinical in front of the post. Also have a presence in the midfield. Barbados is able to run through the midfield too much, cutting off that access point right there. I would like to see Barbados be more assertive, a little bit more dominant as there was early in the first half. And if those adjustments are made, we can have a great game on both sides.
I do agree with you there. Here we have some substitutions. It seems as though Simon Solomon makes his way onto the field for Guyana. We have seen the likes of Sasha Pounder coming off as well, and he is replaced by Denari Griffith. And we're off in the second half. Can Barbados continue to maintain their lead, or will Guyana make one of the best comebacks we have seen thus far? That's Denari Griffith's first touch of the ball. Not bad. Malik Peters, very nippy player, swings in a cross, and it's not a bad one, and it's picked up in the box. And I think that was definitely a wasted opportunity, Joshua.
Yeah, he could have done better there. It was great of Peters to stay on his feet and get the ball across. Great strength shown there. Great balance.
Yeah, and that's a shot taken with a lot of venom on it. Not a bad attempt at all.
Lovely hands by Chance.
Yeah, I think he did really well there. If we've seen anything in this game, is that at this point anything can go in. Ball played by Jamarco Johnson, just cut out by the defender here. And that's a brilliant touch. Well defended by Xavier Thorne of the Barbados team. Oh, and that's a brilliant ball stuck through the middle there. And what a build-up this was from the Barbados team. And who else other than Jamarco Johnson, the captain of the Barbados under-14 boys team. And I'll tell you what, that build-up play was the stuff of dreams, Joshua.
Great build-up play. I have to say this. I have to say that, this player, Jamarco Johnson, he have some sort of swagger about him. The way he finished the goal just now, showed a lot of experience like he'd been here before.
Definitely. And we've seen on the replay, he did really well to send the keeper the other direction, opening up almost the entire left side of the post for himself. And, it's 4-2, the score. Now for Barbados as they lead Guyana. And again, Guyana have a bit of a hill to climb, but if they've shown us anything in the first half, is that they are definitely up for the task.
Since Denari Griffith came on, he has really shown himself a bit, creating a lot of room for himself to get the crosses in. Not bad at all.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the importance of fresh legs, as they say. Oh, and that's a volley taken and just a bit mistimed. Not a bad effort at all. think he saw his name in lights. He said, "Why not me now?" If I'm not mistaken.
I think he had a bit more time on the ball. He could have, taken his time and got the shot off better.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And if I'm not mistaken, Joshua, that is none other than Adam King, who himself already has a goal, scoring that brilliant last post header in the first half. And Malik Peters again, such a crafty player. Very, very good in tight spaces, we must say. Seems Denari Griffith is on corners now for Barbados. Jamarco Johnson with a shot on top of the box, and it's well blocked by Fares Noble. And I think that was definitely goal bound. Here we have the captain for Guyana, Jaden Tashe, showing some strength in midfield. I think Guyana also will do well to get him more on the ball. Definitely a very strong player.
The thing about Guyana, you need to see a bit more presence in the midfield. And the thing about it is they have a talented midfield trio. I would love to see the likes of them a bit more, being a bit more confident.
Yeah, I do agree with you there, Joshua. Definitely, they're not short of talent in that midfield area. Seen Malik Peters coming very deep to pick up the ball just now. And that should be a foul. I was wondering if the referee was going to give it, but I've seen a lot of fouls given in this game. I don't think any of them have been bad calls, so credit to the referee here today. Jamarco Johnson on the ball, plays the ball forward, and it's cut out by the right back for Guyana. And Barbados have a throw in. And that's a wasted opportunity there, giving the ball away in a very dangerous area as they had all their players forward, but Guyana do almost the same thing. That's a foul given away, and that should be a yellow card. Yeah, I think a rash challenge there. He did not need to go in with such aggression towards his opponent, but probably caught up in the emotions of the game. And that is our third yellow card of today's first game here at the Larry Gomes Stadium, where Barbados take on Guyana. Barbados currently lead 4-2. Have Jamarco Johnson on the ball here, getting ready to put this in the box. Joshua, I won't be surprised if he goes for goal here.
I would be surprised neither, but I think the smart thing to do is try to get the ball in the box and somebody to get a head or a shot off.
Let's see what happens here. Jamarco Johnson taking it. Swings it into the box. It's gone deep. The keeper was very much out of position, and it's just bubbling in the box, and Guyana finally gets it out, and they've won a free kick as well, so kudos to them. Definitely a very scary thing when the ball is bubbling up in the box like that. Nobody seems to be able to clear it at the moment in time. Guyana just seem to be pinging the ball back and forth between players in some very tight spaces. Could be doing a lot better. That's a foul there on Jamarco Johnson. Tried to play it quickly, but the ball was still rolling. Referee says bring it back. Here we have Adam King. He plays it forward, and not a bad ball, I must say, to Denari Griffith, and he swings in across, and and that was a very, very close opportunity there, Joshua.
Have to agree with you there, not a bad cross, but I believe it was a cross. It would be lovely if one of the guys could have come up from the far post and put it in.
It's a brilliant ball from Adam King, the centre back for Barbados. Playing a lovely through ball, picking out Denari Griffith, running down on the right wing. As you said, Joshua, Denari seems to be very lively since coming on. Full of confidence, not afraid to take on his man.
Yeah, he has the ability to create space for himself, you know, having the ability to put in great crosses. And I think that, again, is another piece that will trouble the Guyanese defense. He's a very confident player as well. Knows his ability.
Oh, and that's an outswinging corner there, and it's just... I think the Asian player might have closed his eyes a bit there as the ball struck him in the head. Seemed more like the ball hit him than he hit the ball. And again, we see Barbados being very confident and sure of themselves in the build-up. Lovely piece of skill there from Jamarco Johnson, but he puts it out of play, and it's a 3-4 for Guyana. And shot taken from distance, and I'll tell you what, from the moment he got it out of his feet, I don't think Jamarco Johnson had any other plans in his head, as that shot was taken from distance. Keeper did very well. Cohen chance.
Denari Griffith again with a corner.
Oh, and that's a high foot there, and he's lucky that it's only a yellow card. Very dangerous. Medics being called on here. I think players need to be a little bit more careful. Players seem to get carried away with the high feet and trying all of these things that they see on TV quite often. That foul was conceded by Rosario Roach, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was Rosario Roach conceding the foul there, a high boot in the box. Received a yellow card for dangerous play. But here in Trinidad and Tobago at the Larry Gomes Stadium, where the sun is shining, players taking any opportunity they have to rehydrate themselves. It's a very hot day, not overcast at all, but definitely the best weather for football, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. The sun is out and in full effect. The place is quite warm.
Definitely. Remember, folks, It's very important to stay hydrated, especially these days. And that's a lovely bit of skill from Denari Griffith, and he's been a live wire since coming on. I think Barbados will do well to get him more on the ball. Again, Guyana give away possession here, and it's a ball taken in midfield. And Malik Peters was facing the wrong direction there. Ball hit him on the back of his foot, and Barbados managed to retain possession here. It's a cross taken, and I don't think it would have troubled anyone, actually. Fares Noble pulling the ball out, and that's a foul. That should be a foul. And it's taken quickly, but it looks like it might be a wasted opportunity.
Guyana needs to get there. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, Joshua. I think Barbados have managed to turn the game on its head here, coming out with a bit more confidence in this second half. Guyana seem to have dropped off.
Yeah, I have to say so myself. They're a bit tired. They're losing that hunger for the game. Not moving into the open spaces, giving their midfielders and as well as the defenders room to see them so they could place the pass. I think they need to get some fresh legs in there.
Yeah, definitely. We have a couple players on the deck here. Some might be cramp, some might be just some fatigue. So the Guyanese coach, Levi Brathwaite, has sent the subs to warm up, as they may be seeking to make some substitutions very soon. I think it is really important to ensure that players stay hydrated, especially in this weather. But all necessary precautions will be taken to ensure the safety and well-being of all the players here at this lovely tournament. And I think we're about to get back underway. Player seems to be struggling here.
I'm seeing 3 players on the touchline for Barbados looking to come on.
Yes, Barbados seem to constantly be refreshing their team with fresh legs. And the player that seems to be in a lot of pain is Jaden Christian, if I'm not mistaken, who got himself on the score sheet here today. A very important goal, and it seems as though his game may be done as he limps off in a lot of pain. So we have Rosario Roach coming off for the Miko Jordan, as well as Ty Gittens coming on for, looks like, Malik Peters. And we have Israel Watson coming on for, I think, that may be Xavier Thorne. So Barbados have refreshed their team with fresh legs, 3 fresh players. And now we have another cooling break. And I think Guyana also will be making some substitutions very soon, as they have suffered the loss of Jadon Christian due to injury, it seems. So even on this cooling break, you could see that Guyanese under 14 team are receiving instructions from their head coach Levi Brathwaite, and even the Barbados team receiving instructions from Mr. Fitzgerald Carter as they seek to continue to hold their lead in this game.
Yeah, I think Levi Brathwaite needs to, implement a bit more confidence into the Guyanese team, allowing them to know that, the game is not done and dusted. They have a few more minutes. Play with confidence, play with intelligence, be patient, pick wise passes, and be more clinical in front of the goal.
Yeah.
And you could get something going.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Joshua. Here we have some substitutions for Guyana as Fares Noble comes off for Sean Chesney. And we have Rajoun McCain coming on for, I believe, Akil Young, if I'm not mistaken. But we will confirm those substitutes for you in a bit just to make sure that we have them correctly. Joshua, one thing to notice here, I think one of the goal scorers for Guyana, Nyron Barrow, seems to be playing more advanced in this second half. He did spend a lot of his time in the back line earlier in the game, and now he seems to have given the liberty to drift forward where his skill set might benefit the team a lot more. That's a lovely bit of skill there. And what a ball that is. Great to Jamarco Johnson. And he's all alone in the box, and what a goal that is. Now I'll tell you what, I didn't think he was going to shoot. I thought he was going to make a pass. But what an opportunity. What a goal that is. Definitely a well taken shot from the Bajan skipper here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. And I'm definitely excited to see that on the replay. Definitely a very well taken strike. Look at this. What a brilliant ball through the defense. And he only has one thing on his mind, not to square it, not to pull it back, but to go all on his own to goal. And what a brilliant finish that was from the Bajan skipper, Jamarco Johnson.
Have to say, a very powerful young player, strong on the ball, and he has the eyes on the goal.
It seems as though Kerwin Chance might have picked up a bit of an injury here, and he may have to be substituted. Yes, I think they're calling for a sub. So Kerwin will be replaced by Ezekiel Jackman, the substitute keeper for Guyana. As it seems that Kerwin Chance will have to be stretchered off here. We hope all is well with him and it's nothing too serious. But if it's anything that can definitely take note of here today, is that these young players are definitely very, very resilient.
And the thing is, Chance had a great game today. Besides the 2 penalties, he put down a lot of great saves, great reflexes, and he commanded the box great as well.
Yeah, I do agree with you there, Joshua. I think Chance wasn't in goal, or he didn't do as well as he did, they definitely would have, Guyana that is, would have conceded a lot more. Might have conceded 8. It's quite possible. But the score is now 5-2. Credit to the Bajan skipper, Jamarco Johnson, taking his opportunity just a second ago. And Guyana get us back on the way here. This is definitely a bit better from them. I think they do have to do a lot more in terms of maintaining pressure in the midfield areas and not allowing Barbados to build up. A throw-in taken quickly from Denari Griffith. Oh, and don't expect anything less than a shot taken here from distance, and not a bad attempt. Not a bad attempt at all. If I do say so myself, I probably would have done the same thing. Brilliant skill to beat the defender. Guyana seem to be giving away the ball here in some very dangerous areas. They don't seem as sure of themselves, and the throw-in for Barbados will be taken by none other than Tariq Collymore, who again has that very long throw. He's a very tall player. Thrown into the box.
You see, the thing is, Rennie, Barbados is applying so much pressure. It's hard for the Guyanese team to pick a pass to get it out there.
Yeah, definitely. And the ball's still in a dangerous area and well taken on the chest by the Bajan player. And again, it's still bouncing around the box here. Guyana finally gets it out, and again they give it away, and Barbados come forward again, and seems to be an endless cycle of relentless pressure from the Barbados under 14 team.
As you can see, it was given away from one of Guyana's defenders there. They have to do a better job at getting that ball out to the striker and the wingers, getting them more involved in the game.
Oh, and that was a very close opportunity while you were speaking there, Joshua.
Have to say so myself.
Very, very close opportunity. A cross taken by the substitute for Barbados, Denari Griffith. And that could have almost made it 6-2.
There we can see the Guyanese goalkeeper Jackman urging his players to get out instead of playing it from the back.
Yeah, I think playing from the back is working against them here, and that's well defended from the Guyanese national team. The defender did really well there, if I'm not mistaken. That is Isaac Taylor who blocked that effort there, and I'll tell you what, if he didn't do that, I think that might have been goal number 6 for Barbados. So now we have a corner being taken here, and who else other than Denari Griffith to take this corner? In swinging corner, well defended by Simon Solomon, one of the substitutes for Guyana. Very strong on the ball. Oh, that should be a foul there. It is a foul. Foul conceded by Israel Watson on Nyron Baru. And what a ball from Jamarco Johnson. And keeper comes a long way out. And Joshua, I'll tell you what. The keeper had to get that absolutely right. Because he was very far away from the goal. I must say so myself. Corner taken short. First one we've seen for today. Jamarco Johnson at the top of the box. He seeks to create something for himself. Ball given to Adam King, who also is on the score sheet here today already. Denari Griffith. Very tricky player. Ty Gittins. And ball given away, and would have been a very nice counter attack, but he would have been all alone. And Guyana seem to be working in overdrive here defending. We have a player down on the deck, but referee says play on. And a very good save from the substitute Ezekiel Jackman. And the referee now stops play and calls for the medic. So we have a player down on the deck and probably picked up a nick in all that occurred just now. But again, we see on the replay here, very confident from Ezekiel Jackman. Coming on as a keeper is never an easy thing. You're not acclimatized to the game as yet. Coming in as a substitute keeper in a game where your team has already conceded 5 goals is an even more difficult thing. But credit to Jackman there, as he did really well. And again, Joshua, see players taking any opportunity to rehydrate themselves. I don't know if I could manage playing out there in this kind of heat.
Yeah, it is hot out there, and it is important for them to stay hydrated. And you can see the both teams on the touchline is ready to, give out the water and make sure all the players is hydrated to the best of their ability.
Yeah, that's very important there, and that's a mistake from the back line of the Barbados team. A very rare mistake, we must say. That's a foul. And I'll tell you what, Joshua, Guyana haven't been in this position or this advanced in the field for the entire second half thus far. So we have free kick being taken by the skipper, Jaden Eli Tasha, and he plays it short to the top of the box for Nyron Barrow. And it just bubbles out of the play, and it's a corner for Guyana. And we have another substitute coming on for Guyana here, some more fresh legs, as Alex Bentrick comes on, and he comes on for Isaac Taylor, who seems to have gotten injured in the box, in the Barbados box, sorry, the Guyanese box earlier. We have Nyron Moses taking the corner. Very good on set pieces, we must say. And that's a wasted opportunity there from skipper Jaden Tasha. Would have done a lot better to get that on target, but the game goes on. Denari Griffith picking up the ball here, not afraid to run forward, and he plays it forward. And what a brilliant piece of skill that is to get behind the defender. Oh my goodness. And I'll tell you what, if he had scored that might have been the best goal of the day. One of the substitutes, D'Amico Jordan. Lovely piece of skill there. See, sending 2-3 defenders, and the shot just going wide. Definitely a player that seems to be a bit tricky in and around the box. Barbados seem to have a lot of tricky players, Joshua.
Yeah, they do. They have a lot of players who can pick up the ball and create that space for themselves and get the shot off. They have a lot of players who's very who's very good at seeing players run and have the vision, which shows the maturity of their football IQ.
Yeah, definitely. I think maturity is a correct word because these are some very young players, but they play very mature for their age. Very important, and a long ball played by Jamarco Johnson, and will the Manari Griffith get there first, and he won't, as again we see the confidence of Ezekiel Jackman. Done brilliantly coming on as the keeper. I think he would have liked to start, but not all keepers get that opportunity. And a shot taken from distance here, and it's well over the bar. Shot taken by Javier Marshall. Not a bad effort, but the ball always rising, never going to trouble Jackman. And Jackman just skews that out for a throw-in. I don't think he intended for that to happen. He did look a bit awkward in kicking it out, if I do say so myself. Adam King here on the ball. Ty Gittens. Oh, and that's a brilliant ball. Well taken. And well defended from the Guyanese under 14 team. Oh, and well, I thought he managed to keep that in, but ball seemed to have rolled out of play.
As you can see here, we have 6 additional minutes. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely. I think it is a lot of time, but is it enough time for Guyana to make one of the best comebacks we would have seen in football history, being 5-2 down? I think what we're starting to see here is a bit of fatigue from both teams, as Guyana can't seem to go forward and get the ball out. And here we have Adam King, the centre back, beating the defender. Defender beating the defender, and ball on top of the box. And is anyone going to finish it? Who other than Jamarco Johnson? And it's up and it's off of the crossbar. And I'll tell you what, that was the opportunity of a lifetime. And shot taken from distance. Jamarco Johnson picks it back up and he skews it wide. Not a bad effort from the Bayesian team. And I'll tell you what, all of that stemmed from Adam King picking up the ball in a very unusual position for a centre back, picking it up very wide on the wing. But Jamarco Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, would have had a hat-trick if that went in.
Lovely piece of skill there from Denari Griffith.
Yeah, definitely a very tricky player. Not easy to keep up with.
Making it very uncomfortable for the Guyanese defender.
Who other to take this free kick than Jamarco Johnson? Swings it in and it's on top of the box. Guyana failed to clear it. Shot taken from distance, and that one is also wide. And I'll tell you what, Joshua, Ezekiel Jackman has faced a flurry of shots coming on in such a short time, but none have managed to get in. But will this be the commentator's curse, as they say? And here we have Jamarco Johnson. Oh, and Joshua, I'll tell you what, it's definitely the commentator's curse.
You know, that's a hat trick there for Jamarco Johnson. He really had an eye for goal today.
Yes, and it's a brilliantly well taken shot, and I think that's the second time he put the ball in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, I think it's done and dusted.
I do think so. I think, and he did really well. A lot of trickery in the box. Very strong, able to shield the ball well. And ladies and gentlemen, it is 6-2 to Barbados, 2 for Guyana. Barbados started off the first half very well, scoring 3 goals. And they managed to score 3 goals in the second half as well. Jamarco Johnson, the skipper, with a hat-trick.
You know what is interesting? That he had a slow start to this game. You know, took him a bit long to, get a feel for it, get acclimatized to the football. And he ended up with a hat-trick.
Yeah, definitely. We did say in the first half that he was hardly on the ball. Sometimes we didn't realize that he was even on the pitch. And in the second half, he demanded the ball a lot more, making those forward runs, some very well-timed runs, even playing in a couple through balls. And since then, he's been a very, very, very brilliant player and put in a man-of-the-match performance. I don't know if you agree with me with that, Joshua, but
Yeah, he is a contender for the man of the match performance. He put a stamp on the game, being very clinical in front of the goal. I think he has an assist as well too.
yeah, I think so. That's 4 goal contributions in 70 minutes. We have another player down on the deck here, and at this point I think it's just tiredness setting in. I think it's the skipper Jaden Tasha on the ground for Guyana. As he receives some treatment. Referee seems to be having a word here with D'Amico Jordan. And as are the rules of the game today, Jaden Tasha will have to make his way off the field to receive treatment. And he even gives over, well, he attempted to give the armband to Mark Glasgow, but the referee said there's no time for that. And you'll come back on the field shortly if there is enough time. So we have a free kick taken here from Guyana as they seek to create something, probably just consolation at this point. But definitely a very exciting game, Joshua. We've been fortunate to witness here today.
Yeah, Barbados was dominant for the entire game, I have to say. Even though the Guyanese got 2 back, I think the Barbados came back out in the second half and really showed their dominance and kind of put away the game.
Yeah, and here we have Denari Griffith taking on players and bursting into the box and did not have the opportunity to make the cross as he was closed down by Jaden Noble, who did well to keep him from making probably another goal scoring opportunity. But Joshua, if I do say so myself, I think if Guyana started the second half the way they ended the first, I think they may have scored a lot more goals, may have performed a bit better, but they just could not seem to contend with the quality of the Barbados under 14 team here today.
Yeah, I think the Barbados really showed their quality, and that's great. Going forward in the tournament, they kind of need to put their stamp on the tournament. Letting the other teams know the dominance and the quality of the side, and the fitness level as well too. Ty Gittins with a throw.
It seemed to have been a foul throw.
Yes.
And that's it there, folks. Barbados beating Guyana by a lot of goals here today in the Larry Gomes Stadium. Barbados started the game very strongly, and they finished the game strong as well. Guyana got themselves 2 consolation goals, but they could not contend with the ability of the Barbados under-14 team, who just seemed to have a bit more quality on the ball as well as off the ball. It finishes here. Barbados 6, Guyana 2 here at the Larry Gomes Stadium, and it was a really good performance from both teams. But at the end of the day, Joshua, quality is quality, and we haven't seen quality like that of the Barbados team in a while, and we must commend Jamarco Johnson, the skipper of the Barbados under-14 team. Picked up a hat-trick as well as an assist here today. Did very well, and I'm pretty sure he would win the man of the match. I mean, we are not in charge of that. We can't determine, but based off of that performance alone, I think no one else should win it other than him. Very strong performance from him, Joshua.
Yeah, I think he really showed why he is a captain. Showed great leadership. You know, the coach on the field, as they say, a lot of quality, took his chances, and he really has an eye for the goal. I have to say so. I can see a lot more coming from him in this challenge series going forward. Possibly, if he keep with his form, he can get a player of the tournament.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with you there, Joshua, and I think it's very, very important for him to maintain this form, and I think he will, as it seems that he will be awarded for his man of the match performance here today at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Jamarco Johnson, skipper for Barbados, the number 10, scoring 3 goals and making an assist here as he receives his prize. Seems to be a hamper. I think I could go down and put on a man of the match performance myself and win one of those.
I wouldn't doubt you at all, Rennie.
It's so important to know that these are some very young players, but they have a lot of talent. Something that's so important to note, and it will definitely bring a lot of light to football in the younger generation in the Caribbean as we band together as a region to promote sport and wellness. And there we have it, folks. First game of today finishes 6-2. 6 goals for Barbados, 2 for Guyana, and a man of the match performance from Jamarco Johnson. Thank you very much for joining us here. I'm Rene Bess, and I've been joined by Joshua Fletcher in commentary, and we've been treated to a very excellent game here, and we wish both teams the very best as they continue in the CFU 2024 Boys Under-14 Challenge Series. Thank you.
Well, folks, you have a chance to win prizes here. Use the QR code to scan, and the prizes include Sport TT notepad, cap and keychain, a drawstring, Visit Trinidad bag, water bottle, and a microfiber towel, as well as a I Choose Sport t-shirt, pencil case, and a phone proper. Big thanks to our partners, the Ministry of Sports and Development of Trinidad and Tobago, Sport TT, I Choose Sport, 6, Rent a Car, Subway, Stream Blue, and Powerade. 6 Rent a Car for all your vehicle needs in terms of renting. Great and reliable service from 6 Rent a Car. Enjoy your vacation and holidays with 6.
Bob, I know it's dangerous, but you're the only one who can unite the people.
You ready, Bob?
No guns can stop this message. I want the world to change. And that time is now.
This is my message to you.
Subway Series presents the Italianos. 3 new subs made with an Italian flair. Say ciao to the zesty hotshot Italiano, the tastier than ever ultimate BMT, or go all in with the Boss. Each served with a free 16-ounce drink. Elevate your game at Subway.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
It doesn't matter if you speak English, or if your native tongue is French, Spanish, or Dutch. It doesn't matter if you are male or female, young or young at heart. We in the Caribbean Football Union speak the same language. Football.
Football.
Football. Football.
Football.
And we speak with one voice.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've definitely had a very exciting game. Here are some of the highlights of today's first game. Barbados, who just beat Guyana. Some brilliant opportunities from both teams, but Barbados just getting the better of Guyana today. Barbados scoring 6 goals and only conceding 2. Brilliant opportunities, and from the likes of the skipper Jamarco Johnson, very commanding centre back Adam King, and 2 penalties taken by Trey Barker in the first half. They did really well today, had a lot of opportunities, but a very well managed team all around. I think they definitely got the best of Guyana today. So definitely some exciting young talents Barbados have on their hands. Jamarco Johnson definitely seems to be one for the future, as all of these youth are. Definitely something exciting and something to look forward to in the sport of football here in the Caribbean, as we continue to make our mark on sport globally.